First question is, have you guys found you have fans from your previous projects coming to see the show, and what's that experience like?
Yeah, it's really fun actually. I think a lot of people come to see the show and don't know that I'm in it, and they're surprised. I know friends who've seen it. They say that when I come out in the show, people around them are like, "Is that the guy? Is that the guy? Oh my goodness!" So that's really fun, and then I know that there are people who are fans of Bucky that come to see the show. It's so similar in tone, you know. It's the same kind of comedy, and it's really right up their alley for anybody like that.
Yeah, I think that it's been great to introduce a new audience to Broadway as well, and that's been fulfilling for me in sort of trying to involve my fans through the work that I've done with my brothers and on my own, and have them come and see this Broadway show and fall in love with Broadway and be a fan like I am.
Awesome. You guys play kind of rivals in the show. Are you competitive in real life as well?
Yes.
Not so much competitive in real life. We've become quite close. We did all the rehearsals together. We came into the show the same day, and so we were the only two new people basically that day. There was one other cast member, but it was just us. So we had all our time together to prep and get ready, and so from day one it's felt like kind of a partnership in this, and trying to make each other feel comfortable in the role. It plays to our chemistry on stage too, even though it's complete opposite to reality. I think it definitely does help.
Yeah, it's funny when you're playing. Like playing animosity is actually it actually brings you closer to each other. I've played lots of bad people, and when you're mean to somebody on stage or on screen, it actually makes you like each other more somehow. It's funny, and that makes it easier to be mean, and it just sort of builds on each other.
What would you say is the most surprising thing about being a part of How to Succeed?
I think the most surprising thing for me about being a part of How to Succeed was just the understanding and learning the comedy of the show, because it is very specific and requires a certain sort of understanding of it that I think only comes with doing it in front of an audience. And in the first few weeks, I felt, for me personally, was a learning curve, and I had to make sure I was sort of aware of what was working and what wasn't. Because when you read it on paper, it doesn't necessarily read the same way that it does when you're actually saying it in front of an audience. It's fun to go down that road and see how that all plays out.
It's very the comedy of the show is very delicate. You know, you can give something slightly wrong inflection, and the audience won't get it. Right? It makes sense to them. And I agree. The first few weeks was like rehearsing. It was like class, and you would go and you'd try something and think, okay, I was a second late on that, or I was a second early, or whatever. And you play with it, and you try differently the next night, and see if you can try to make the audience laugh.
Awesome. How is being on stage and doing the same show night after night different than your TV experience or your tour experience for music?
I think that it's very different, but there's also a lot of similarities to the different platforms of performance. You know, from the sort of touring side of things, I think that you can take the feeling of being in front of an audience and understanding how to play to an audience from that, and infuse it into the show, and also understanding your voice and vocal control and how to manage all that. But this comedy was very different to any other stage show that I'd done before. My last experience at stage was Hairspray over the summer, and although that is a comedy, my character didn't have as many jokes or as much as I do in this show, and there was about as much dancing, which was a different experience. But then with Les Mis, it's a very different tone.
Les Mis.
It's like no laughing at all, except for Thenardier. You should play Thenardier. That'd be good.
Oh.
But
all right, we'll do it. You'll be by then.
Yeah, I'll be.
You could be Javert.
I'd be Javert. I'd like that. Yeah. Planning the next thing. Years down the road.
All right, I'll see you in 20 years.
Yeah. All right.